We're back in my super secret lair. The only problem was there was so much crap down here. So, fix that. All my other hobbies got in the way. We're down here for a couple of reasons. One, I'm starting to run out of places to film, so I'm gonna have to recycle old locations. It's real hard. Should have thought that one through. Second off, we have a super secret game to go over today. I don't think many people know about this game. I think the reason for that is, one, it barely ever gets printed. When it does get printed, it takes like 10 weeks to get to your house. So, anyway. Leaving Earth and its expansions, Outer Planets, and Stations. One of my favorite games of the year, hands down. Let's get to it. Okay, so if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I hate the table down scenario. I think it's boring as hell, but for this one, it's going to be a little hard without a table. So we have the beauty of Leaving Earth, the base set, Outer Planets, and then they went and screwed it up with turning it sideways. No, Stations is cool too, but the box should have. Come on. Paper money. I still haven't even opened these. That's just the core set. I didn't even set up everything. I don't even want to. The first expansion has... Do you see this? 5 pads of paper just to do math. All of these are just to write your math out. Like a calculator. This is a game. Missions and more spaceships and more places. I haven't even gone to half these places. I haven't even gone to half these places. That's the first expansion. This one has more things in it than the last one. It has wood tokens. It has another bag of spaceships. I haven't even touched half this stuff because I just haven't gotten far enough. It has money cards to get rid of the monopoly. Joint ventures. So when you want to go into space together, it has more of the quests. And it has an entirely new stack of planets, in case you didn't have enough. Okay, have I made my point? Can we move away from the table? I hope I didn't scare you away. Please stay with me. My coworkers call this game Math the Board Game. I wasn't joking about these. These literally come in the expansion. It's just a pad of the exact same piece of paper, over and over, just to calculate your maneuvers, the difference, the mass, how many rockets you have, which type of rockets, to get to further planets. So, let's go back to the beginning. Leaving Earth. The tabletop game of the conquest of space, 1956 to 1976. I almost said that without reading it off of the box. Watching me set it up was almost like watching someone set up Twilight Imperium, which is incredible because this one came in a box for, I think, $40, maybe $50, and it's just a cardboard little box. But look at all that came out of it. This fits on my shelf. All 3 of them fit on my shelf like 3 little books. And I've played this for way longer than I've played some of my board games that all 3 could just fit inside easily. That's cool packaging. Now, you want to see the coolest part about this packaging, which infuriates me? You have to cut it open. You see that? That is a cut mark that I had to make on both sides because it just comes sealed. Like an overly complex and prettier box of candy. Leaving Earth was made by the Luminaris group. It was designed by this guy named Joseph Fatula. I think I'm saying that correctly. The most interesting part about that is that there's only a few games under his belt, and none that come even close to what this is. I just noticed that it says ages 15 and up. You're never going to get a 15-year-old to play this game. But it is 1 to 5 players, and if you don't know by now, I love solo games. And this one does solo almost perfectly. The best part about it is that it's not cooperative, but I've played it cooperative, and it doesn't change anything. The only thing that changes is when you're going into space, you're trying to get all of these different quest type objectives, and so each one is worth different points. And so if you get 15 points by the end of the game and your friend gets 5 points, you won the game. However, this is such a sandbox, such a beautiful amalgamation of ideas and little rocket ships shooting through space and blowing up over and over and over and over again, that we just played it to see how many points we could get, and especially with the expansions that just give you an incredible amount of objectives and other things to do. We played it like a giant sandbox that we just threw spaceships around and just hope for the best. And at the end of the 20 calendar years that the game takes place in, we just tried to see how many points we got. If this game we got 24 points, the next game we absolutely had to get more than that. And we would just push further into space, see if we could uncover different new planets. And isn't that what a space exploration game is supposed to be about? Now don't get me wrong, this is no Twilight Imperium. This is no Firefly or Star Wars Rebellion or Battlestar Galactica. This is just the space race. You're trying to beat other people to the stars, see how far you can get, see what you can explore. There's no lasers or battleships or juggernauts or anything like that. But oh my gosh, it's mean. And here's why. One of my friends took one of his little spaceships, strapped a couple rockets to it, placed it on Earth, and sent it up to suborbital space. Now, on any given tile, things like suborbital space, the moon, Mars or Mercury, any of the above, things like that have an unexplored icon on them. And what that means is when you go there and you bring an astronaut there, then that means you can explore it. Those astronauts have learned some secret about that place. If you go to the moon, who knows what could be there? But suborbital is one of the first ones you're going to get to. So while he was sending an astronaut up there, I had my little spaceships all the way up in Earth orbit, not with any people on them, just trying to scope out the universe, see what was out there, and just try and see how far I could get. But I didn't have anyone to observe. And so as soon as he got out there, he gets to look at the tile because he observed it. And right when he did, he put it face down again and blew up his ship. What that means is whenever you go to a place, you can observe it, and if you want to place the tile back down, you have to blow up your entire ship. The reason for this is you would bring back the information and then show it to everyone. And so the only way to not tell everyone at the table what you saw is to get rid of your ship. And so I took as many rockets as I could and just stuck a Vostok capsule on it. What that does is it lets me put one astronaut into this rocket, and I launched it into space. So the way the rockets work is you're going to buy whatever rocket you want by researching it. So you start with 3 outcomes on it. Here's an outcome deck. You just pull 3 off the top. They're either going to be a major failure, a minor failure, or successes. When there are none left of these, I get automatic successes. But whenever I buy one of these Juno rockets and strap it to one of my capsules and send it up, there's a very good chance that when I pull the top one off of this to see if it succeeds or fails, that it's either success or a failure. If it's a failure, everything blows up and you have to buy everything again. So let's say I succeeded on the very first one. That one gets shuffled back in here. But in the case of my last game, this was the deck that was stacked on one of my friend's rockets. We were at the final stages, and he was sending up Saturn rockets. They have 200 thrust, they're going to send you straight to the stars. But they cost $15 million? So when you send one of these things up, you're going to want it to succeed. But he had drawn probably 20 of these cards. They've always succeeded, so he's not worried about it. Strapped everyone in, pulled that first card, it failed. Everything blew up, and he couldn't get all of that beautiful work he had sketched down on that notepad to work. Everything just went to shit because he believed in odds. I wanted to know what was on that planet. I ran through every single astronaut before I finally fixed my ship just so I could send Buzz up. I flipped over that suborbital space tile, and there was nothing on it. There was nothing of note in suborbital space. And I wasted 7 years blowing up people and taking negative points just because I wanted to know. That's why this game is incredible. For $50? Without saying, this is one of the best experiences I've had in board gaming. And I was doing math the whole time. I'm terrible at math. If a game can test your friendships, that's an incredible game. I can't believe that there's this much in this box for $50, but the amount of hilarity that came from a game about the 1950s and space travel, on top of that, it got me to do a lot of math. I'm terrible at math. Okay, I don't want to get too far into this, because if you can't tell already, it's monolithic. It's unbelievably complex. It's unbelievably wonderful, but it is a lot. So that being said, I am not a smart man. This is a complex game. It's, like I say in many different reviews, this is not for everyone. But this is absolutely not for everyone. We read the rulebook for a while, a couple of us, just to figure out what to do, just to figure out all the options. But once you get it, once it clicks, holy shit, it is so rewarding. Getting a man to lunar orbit is the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever done. And we didn't even get close to Ceres yet. And we have 2 more boxes of expansions, of things we can work together to do, of places we can explore, samples we can try. Oh, we can try to bring back, and people we can just try to land on other planets that we've never gone yet. This expands space travel that we know it, not unbelievable aliens and other laser guns that we have to figure out, how would that work? No, this takes exactly what we know, these Saturn rockets and stations up in space that we know just enough about to say, yeah, that sounds right. It takes all of those and it just makes it wider. It doesn't make anything unbelievable. It just says, can you get all the way here? And I say, I'm gonna damn well try. So, do you need leaving Earth? You're gonna have to make that call. I've shown you so much stuff to try and confuse you, to try and make you say, maybe when I'm older. But all I can say is this was one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had in board gaming, because it just takes something so simple, it didn't overcomplicate what this is, and it just made everything unbelievably satisfying. I've never wanted something more in a game than in this one. In other games, I'd want to win, and so I'm pushing one way or another to try and pick up those resources or to try and move in on someone else's territory. But in this game, I was just awestruck by the universe. Like I was a Star Trek red shirt, just scared about stepping foot on the moon because you never know what might be there. The other thing I'm trying to say is, Joseph Fatula, well done. This is just so interesting and so different. There's no hexagonal tiles and little plastic ships that you just try and jam as many as you can on a tile so you control it. No, it's just something that I've never played before. And that's why I rushed out and bought the expansions as soon as they came out. Stations just came out. We haven't even gotten to play it yet. Because I don't know if it's going to go away at some point. It's such a small print run game that if it does go away, I'm going to regret not having all of it, because it is unbelievably weird. I don't know if you should buy this game, but I know you should absolutely try it if you possibly can. And for $50, forgo one of those games that you are just looking at because, you know, it looks kind of like the other ones you have and might as well add it to the shelf. Just throw that $50 online, get it shipped to your door. It'll take half a freaking year or something. Some stores have it. I know my hometown, our store has it, which is the only reason I have it right now. But if you do have to order it online, please do so. Now I know this is an incredibly hard sell, but for you people that just played Twilight Imperium for 15 hours and learned all the rules just because you had a lazy afternoon, this is worth it. Grab it, pick it up as soon as you can, because you'll love it. I think you really will love it. I know some people absolutely won't. So if you're looking at it and saying, I don't think that's for me, just don't get it. It's gonna go one way or the other, and I can't really tell you for a fact what people are gonna love it and what people aren't. But if it looks interesting, it will give you everything you asked for. Last but not least, when I get to 500 subscribers, I'm gonna do some sort of giveaway. So if you haven't already, subscribe. And I think that giveaway might be a box of this. But thanks again for watching. This was an incredibly messy review, but I just wanted to talk about it as soon as I could. If you haven't already, subscribe, like the video, comment below what you want to see next. I'm kind of running out of ideas, but I'll figure something out soon. And just go play some games. It's the holidays. I'm in my basement alone. Go play with some friends, or maybe play alone. Might as well. Have a good one. Happy holidays. Just play some games.